Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to EuroShop 2026. I'm Hiran, joining you here today from Mypinpad. We're going to talk today about Sunmi and the Mypinpad partnership, talking about Sunmi's lovely devices and Mypinpad software solutions powering these devices. So we're going to start with a little bit about Mypinpad. So we're a payment software provider. We work with our partners and merchants, providing POS technology. So we're in about 28 markets right now, so we cover 28 countries. 1.4 million mobile apps currently live on our platform, and we process about 9 million transactions a year. So we are one of the largest players in the soft POS space. We work with some of the largest fintechs and banks in the world, providing software solutions for hardware. Moving on, this is a quick overview on our platform. Our solution covers a wide variety of use cases, but today we're going to concentrate on merchant in-store and mobile solutions. And we're going to go through a few use cases, highlighting devices and how our solution works with those devices. We've built our platform around a single architecture, and we support both soft POS and smart POS terminals. So if you've been on the Sunmi stand today, you'd see all these lovely devices that are used for soft POS only, and some of them are used for card machines, effectively PCI terminals, or what we call smart POS Android terminals. So we're going to go a little bit into detail on these products and how we support them effectively. The devices we work with at Sunmi, as you can see, a wide variety covering a huge range of use cases. And if we move on swiftly, we're going to talk a little bit today about retail queue busting, or what I like to call decentralized checkout. For those of you who have been in a busy store, faced with long queues and a short amount of time, you would know that joining queues and waiting a long time is very, very painful. It actually costs retailers revenue. Customers walk in, they see a long queue, and they decide, actually, I don't need this product at the moment, and they'd walk out. A good example of this was yesterday at the restaurant in Hall 5. They have a central checkout point, one point of sale. Unfortunately, the network was running really slow, and the queue started to build up. So if you imagine a buffet-style situation, people with their trays of food, long queues, food getting cold, and a very warm environment. Not great. The queue busting solution would actually solve this. It would actually help bring those queues down and keep customer satisfaction up. So it makes it easy for retailers, enterprise retailers, SMEs, even micro and nano merchants to be mobile and more efficient in a store. Our SDK solution integrates with all Android apps. And as you can see, it slashes customer wait times. So staff are walking around. They can then serve a customer in an aisle and get them out the store as soon as possible. That is a much better experience than joining a long queue and waiting 10, 15, 20 minutes for your food or your item. So this is one of our most popular use cases. We work with some of the largest retailers in Europe, and effectively this has cut down their wait times in a lot of their stores. So effectively we are helping increase customer satisfaction, we're helping increase staff mobility and efficiency. So the device you see here is actually the V series, which is designed for soft POS. It's a mobile device with a scanner, and it allows staff to scan a product and check out while in the aisle or anywhere in the store or the restaurant. So the same device can be used for multiple use cases. If we move on from retail, we talk about delivery, pay at door. We work with some of the largest courier companies in the world to effectively increase the take rate at a customer's door. If you imagine a courier, you've all received parcels, online shopping, the courier comes to the door, he's normally got a smart device to scan the product and take a signature, and to take payment, he's got to pull out an additional device, which is normally a card reader, and process the payment. Soft POS solves that problem. You have a smart device like the V3 that allows you to scan a product and process a payment in a unified device. That cuts down device inventory for couriers. The actual driver doesn't have to walk around with two devices and keep them charged. This is actually much more important than one would think. If you have multiple devices, you've got to repair them, you've got to track them, you've got to make sure they're connected to the internet, and simply, you've got to make sure they're charged. And it doesn't always work that way. Life happens, devices fall, they break. But in this scenario, you have a unified device, which effectively covers you when you go to a customer's door and you want to deliver a product in an efficient way. So we're just going to show you the device and do a quick demo on the actual product. So this is the V3, and this is part of a series. So our software solution has been installed on this device, and if I just show you a simple sales transaction, effectively, you click sale. Oh. You get your PIN pad, you can enter your amount. We go for 10 euros, enter, and you're then asked to tap on the screen. Perfect. So that's processing. As you can see, successful transaction. It always depends on the network speed. So that was pretty quick, but it can be faster with better internet effectively. So that is your V-Series mobile device, your retail queue busting, and pay at door effectively. If I just hand that back. Thank you. And then we move on from the mobile devices to hospitality, pay at table. This is actually a new CPAD that Sunmi have developed. It's been very popular with our merchants and our partners. Effectively, this unifies the experience for a POS provider who wants to take payment on the same device. So if you look at the device there, the lady sitting at the table, you're in a busy restaurant. Normally you'd have to go in, take the order, walk away, serve the customer, and then come back to take a payment with a different device. This is a bit inefficient, but it's the way that things have traditionally been done. With SoftPOS and Sunmi CPAD, you can actually unify that experience. What we're looking at here is the ability to take the order and process the payment in one go, effectively. And that really does increase table turnover, which, as you know, increases revenue and increases efficiencies for staff. They don't have to keep running up and down, multiple devices, some break, some are not charged. You have a similar scenario to your retail stores, but the customer gets a faster table turnover, and that's what we want. We want the tables to turn over a lot quicker, and we want to cut down the number of devices that are taking up real estate in a store, or in a restaurant, or in a takeaway. Space is at a premium, they've got multiple screens, multiple devices, they really don't need duplications. So the CPAD solves that problem. It actually unifies the experience, and it's easy to integrate. Customers are having a good experience with it because they literally carry one device around, as opposed to two. And the CPAD comes in a variety of sizes. So you've got your 8.7-inch, 11-inch, and then a 13-inch device. So it caters for a variety of use cases. This type of solution is increasingly popular with our EPOS partners. They integrate our SDK into their electronic cash registers, and they unify the experience for the merchant. If we move forward, the self-service kiosk is something that is quite popular in most places. If you've been to McDonald's, they actually pioneered this. You see the experience, cuts down queues, people don't have to stand around waiting to place their order. You place an order and you go sit down, wait for your food. Quite easy and simple. So in the current situation, what you would remember is the kiosk with a card machine attached to it. That has been the traditional way of doing things. And look, it's worked for a long time. However, the devices are expensive, you are duplicating devices, and you have to basically provide support for two devices. Not ideal for retailers, not ideal for any merchant really. Sunmi's kiosks range solves this problem. If you look at the NFC reader, it's actually built in. So you're removing the need for the card machine and unifying the experience for the customer. So effectively, it's lower install and maintenance, less real estate, and you don't have to fix your devices all the time, right? So very cost effective for merchants. It's becoming increasingly popular across Europe and the world. This is actually helping businesses increase their foot flow and increase customer satisfaction. So if you've been to the lovely stand over here, you'll see a range of kiosks that have the SoftPOS solution installed. We work very closely with Sunmi on these actual devices to enable our partners to take advantage of this and ensure that infrastructure is going to be upgraded in these retailers and small merchants. We've got one more use case to look at, pay at counter. The most simple one, right? Everybody knows this. You're in a takeaway, you're in a retail store, whether that's an SME, a micro merchant, a nano merchant, an enterprise retailer, centralized POS is what everybody's used to, right? But traditionally, as you would see it, a screen facing the sales associate and a card reader, products are scanned and payment is made. As you can see, Sunmi have come up with a dual screen solution which provides better visuals for the customer. They can actually see what products they're being charged for before they're actually charged. It gives the sales associate a lot more control, and with soft POS, you don't need an additional card machine. So effectively, you've got the ability to check a customer out very quickly and process a payment on the same solution. You guys have probably seen a theme here. The theme is efficiency, getting rid of multiple devices or the need for multiple devices. And that's possible with soft POS. Effectively, you're taking away the pain of maintaining two sets of inventory, and you're effectively cutting your costs for merchants and partners. That's what soft POS does. That's what we do as a business, and Sunmi are providing the devices that actually make this possible. So, as you can see, we're looking at a change in infrastructure and the way people shop going forward, and soft POS is actually driving that, that revolution. So I've got one more demo for you. I wanted to demo the CPAD. So, thank you. Sorry, thank you. So this is actually the CPAD, the 11-inch. And as you remember, the hospitality pay table, this is actually a very popular size because you can see your menus, you can choose your products, and you can actually check them out on the same device. So if we do 50 euros, enter. As you can see, it tells you where the NFC reader is, and that's really handy. You click on that, be successful, perfect. So big thank you to Sunmi for having me here today. I really enjoyed the stand, speaking with all your customers, and also telling you about our solutions today. So thank you very much for the hospitality. I'm here in for Mypinpad, and look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you very much.